beyond the good and bad, beyond the right and wrong, behind and beyond likes and dislikes of all kinds, is the pure love of who you truly are. The light that is within you is perfect. It is the light that God created. And that light is whole, complete. There's nothing of that light that needs repair. It doesn't need correction. And it doesn't need in any kind of judgment to define it at all. It is whole and complete and perfect. That is what you are. The light of God, whole and perfect and complete. The world's intention, the world of the ego's intention, is separation. It focuses and pulls everything towards separation as often as possible and puts it into camouflage as much as possible so that it can be seen as legitimate. But to accept that you are the light of God, perfect and whole, is to no longer try to make the world work according to the ego's ideas. This is usually a leap of faith, a deep leap of faith, of a deeper letting go into the perfection of your divine spirit. The perfection of your divine spirit is waiting for the complete embrace from within your heart and your mind. What usually happens in healing is that you're called to the totality of your perfection, to accept your wholeness. But the fear of letting go of what is already known is wanting your attention. And the ego wants to say, you're not ready to be the divine light of God. You're still working on protecting yourself in the world. So you can't accept the light that you are and try to protect your identity. That's true to a certain extent. But because of forgiveness being the balm of love that it is, you can forgive yourself moment to moment when you choose the defense of the world, and then you realize that you're not at peace. Forgive yourself and come back again to the wholeness, where even if it's just for a few minutes, you trust the truth of God and rest in the not knowing. Even if it's just for a few moments of not knowing, it is the healing agent of love. It is the healing agent of love because the truth actually is that there is nothing to know here that has the truth of you within it. And in your not knowing, you open to the wisdom of love. It opens the door. It's a free space because there is no knowing that is intruding on its purity and innocence. And the door is open to receive and to be in the wisdom of truth. But the wisdom of truth has no familiar alikeness to the knowing of the world. The knowing of the world has been completely fabricated, that you believe you know even math or rules of writing or whatever it is that you think you know. It's there to be given to God. It's there as a child would say to its parent of love, here, take this please, and show me the truth. Take this, what I've made up, and transform it. Show me the way of transformation. Show me the way where I'm no longer judging. Show me the way where I can step into the I don't know and really welcome it. I don't know how to look at this world. I don't know who or what I am. I don't know what the meaning of anything is. Show me how to walk in the world without the defense system of knowing. I want to be free of all perceived restrictions and ideas of separation. I want to be free to love, free to bring more love. I want to be free to accept and welcome every beloved without any reservations. I want to be free because it's what you truly are. Free as the child of God. And all the divine beings that serve remembering gather around you all the time, waiting for the knowing mind to stop so that you can hear the gentle voice of love that wants to lead you. Lord, 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 my heart, my master, here I present myself for this journey of love. Here I present myself with all of my heart. Show me. I ask you, Divine Mother, to guide me with your love. Help me to drop all ideas of knowing. My mother, my beloved mother, guide my way. May every step I take be in your hand. My Father, show me the way. As I walk in strength with the truth of love beside me. Here I am at your feet. As I kneel with humility at your feet, I ask to learn the truth of charity, of honesty, of gentleness, of patience, of dependence on the light of love. I'm here bringing love with humility in my heart. I want to learn to bring love to everyone in the name of all that is holy. I ask for your help. Señor, 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 Señor meu mestre amado, Señor, 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 Señor meu coração, aqui me apresento para cumprir minha missão. Aqui me apresento de todo meu coração. Oh my amado, guia esta missão. Cada passo que der esteja em vossa mão. O Pai divino, Pai, mostra-me sempre o caminho, não me deixe cair, não me deixe sozinho, a todos eu curar. Com humildade meu coração, a todos eu curar, em nome da salvação. I ask for healing in the name of love itself. I ask to be free. Asking to be free, there's a place within that in asking to be free, the ego talks underneath the asking and says, why do you want to be without your knowing? It's what makes you above the rest. It's about proving your worth. And it's believed that you have something to prove and that you have something that needs to be the proving agent. But the proving keeps you imprisoned. The proving is a place of tension. It's a place of suspicion. It's a place of checking out everyone to see if they know as much as you do, if you're the one who knows the most. Because all the time underneath that is the fear that you are not enough. The fear that you are damaged somehow and that you have to prove your worth. But those are the lies. Those are the lies that have been held in the name of identity. Let me tell you about what I am. And what would you say? The story about the pain and suffering, or the determination, the heart determination that you will affirm that you are the light of God and live in that honesty and that humility of truth, and that you have nothing to prove. You can't prove perfection. So what is trying to be proven? Only the belief that you see differences, that you see one as better than another, more capable, more successful. These are the made up lies that no longer can be tolerated by the heart that wants to remember love. The adrenaline that sometimes is felt when you meet someone, that adrenaline, for the most part, is fearful. Will you be enough? Will you impress? Will you be accepted? All of these upside down thoughts have no truth in them at all. You are the perfection of God. You cannot improve on perfection, but the perfection has to be found within. It's waiting to be found within. What keeps it from being found? The knowing that is used to prove worth in the world, pushes aside the truth and yells, it's proving. With every idea of likes and dislikes, good and bad, the truth is hidden away. The perfection that lies within you, your divine spirit, is somewhat forgotten. You can say the words, yeah, I know I have a divine spirit, but in the knowing, the divine spirit is forgotten. You can't serve two masters. So if you're serving the knowing of the world, the good, the bad, the right, the wrong, the likes, the dislikes, when you're serving that and affirming that, you're not available for the perfection that is truly your being. The split that occurs with likes and dislikes and approvals and disapprovals keeps reaffirming that there is no wholeness, that there is no perfection, and that you can't be perfect and live in that perfection, because there's right and wrong, there's good and bad, there's up and down, light and dark. Time is believed to be real and causes stress because it's held so firmly that time is the master. Time means that you are efficient, good rather than bad. But these are all made up. These are all fabricated to keep you from the perfection of your divine spirit. How many times a day is the judgment of, I like this, I don't like this, this is good, this is bad. And the temptation of that is an addiction. You can feel the pull to it. You have to express your opinion. Whose opinion is this? Who is the you that has the opinion? Is it God's opinion? Is there a split in God that says this is good and this is bad? I didn't make it all. There's only what you think was made in the world. None of that is the truth of God. The attachment to owning, to believing that there are things that one beloved owns or another beloved owns, and that it means something. All the roles that are taken and given meaning, and this is a good role and this is a not good role. This one is difficult, this one I really like and I depend on. It's all made up. The only dependence is the truth of love. It's not a dependence in the way that the ego depends on through fear. It's the dependence of love that says, I must love, and I must learn to love with the creation of everything. I have to open to that love and find the truth of it so that I can be what God created. You are what God created. But God did not create anything temporary. The ego made everything temporary. So everything that is locked into time, locked into splitting by likes and dislikes, good and bad, all of it is a ruse to keep your mind occupied in something that it thinks it knows. It's kind of like when you have a cat and you have one of those little lights, those red lights, or a feather that the cat can chase. The likes and dislikes, the good and bad, is like the light. It keeps you moving. It keeps you thinking that you're making something out of something. But there's only love, and everything is perfect. Everything is the perfection of God. Forgive the dream, because that is what the dream is. The dream is all of the separation into rules, judgments, and fear of all kinds. Forgive the dream. All your images of winter I see against your sky. I understand the wounds that have not healed in you. They seem to exist because God and love have become not real enough yet. To allow you to forgive the dream, you still listen to an old alley song that brings your body pain. Now just chain your ears to his pacing drum and flute so you can't hear anything else. Fix your eyes upon the magnificent arch of God's brow. Think of nothing else. Let yourself become lost, totally lost in the vibration of God's love. Don't allow your mind to pull you away from that exquisite vibration. Don't allow the mind of chores and tasks and shoulds and shouldn'ts and likes and not likes, all of it, let it run out the door. Your heart wants to know the warmth of the perfect one's heart. That's where you can rest. That's where you belong. A true saint is an earth in eternal spring. Your wounds of love can only heal when you forgive this dream that does not come to you as a dream from Disney. This is the nightmares that the ego makes, but puts them in a fancy package to make everyone think that they actually are legitimate and useful. That's when Jesus speaks about the fancy frame around the picture, looking at the fancy frame. That's the relationship with likes and dislikes and good and bad and right and wrong. It's a fancy way of saying, look what I know, and then thinking that it provides worth, that you're safe for another day through the worth that you made out of knowing something. And the ego has completely convinced that to let go and to allow that you don't know and let God lead is terrifying. And the ego convinces that it's blasphemous for you to follow. That's not becoming the strong leader that you think is maybe supposed to be. Following is the strength. To follow truth is to learn truth, to become truth, because that's what you truly are. And everything else has to fall away. It just has to. It has no truth. Do you recognize the judgment of opinions? Or is it so natural that it isn't seen as judgment at all? It's seen as important information. There's a beginning place in the world of healing where you go from adamant expressions to could be, possibly, I'm not sure, but could be. Feel the peace within the could be. I don't know. It's a possibility. Or feel the energy that is in I'm sure. This is the way it is. Do it this way. See it this way. And you're telling yourself that too. Trust my knowing. But the heart that is opening, the heart that is healing, the mind that is healing is saying, I've just realized, how could I possibly know? I'm asking about the mysteries of the universe. I'm asking about the truth of creation. How could I know the mysteries of truth? But I'm willing to learn the mysteries of truth. I'm willing to be shown the way of love and let go of the perception of the world's competition of knowing. It's time to let go of the defense system that doesn't serve and doesn't bring truth. To not know is to forgive the dream of good and bad, right and wrong, more and less, light and dark, and the belief that everyone is different and has a different identity that you have to add to the list instead of, I don't know who they are. I don't know who anybody is. Let me learn the truth of each beloved and find actually that there's just divine union and divine oneness with everyone. Only love. And forgive the dream. The truth of love understands the wounds that have not healed yet. And the compassion for everyone's journey together, realizing that each beloved is letting go and joins in the perfection of true life, the perfection of love that is the truth of every beloved. There's not much to say in the truth of love. There's only perfection, love itself.